Hey everybody, Ash here with Gents. Today I'm coming at you with 10 really cheap fragrances that you can pick up and smell great with. It's been a long time since I've done a list of cheap fragrances, so I'm kind of overdue for that, and hopefully I'll get another one of these lists out sometime over the next month or so, because I've picked up a lot of cheap fragrances over the past year or two that a lot of you might be interested in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. This is 10 fragrances, not in any particular order, just 10 great cheapies that maybe you should check out. Before we get into the first fragrance, I'm going to break down what I mean by cheap. In this circumstance, it is under $30 US for at least a 50 milliliter bottle size. And in this situation, I am not talking about testers, full presentation. If you can find a tester, it'll probably be less. Up first is a fragrance from Kenneth, which is not a house that I really think all that highly of, but this fragrance is actually pretty nice. Fragrance that I'm talking about is this one, Kenneth Black Bold. As of this video, you can get a 100 milliliter bottle size of this fragrance on FragranceNet for $28. And I'll have links for each one of these fragrances in the description. Lotus, orange, ginger, and mint are some of the notes in this fragrance. It opens with ginger and orange mixing with that floral lotus note, and lotus is definitely the most interesting note in this fragrance because that's not something that you see used very often, and especially not in men's fragrances. If you're not aware of what lotus smells like, it's basically a watery floral that has the opening smelling very fresh and green. The dry down features woods, suede, and nutmeg, and that mixes with the remainder of the orange and the ginger from the opening. Black Bold is a fragrance that was released in 2016, but it never really caught on. It never really caught any hype. It's versatile enough that you could use it year round, though it's best for spring and fall. And as far as day or night wear, Black Bold is basically evenly split. It works as well in day as it does night. Black Bold is going to be for you if you're looking for a fresh and slightly green fragrance in the opening with woods in the dry down, or if you just like the original Kenneth Black. Because there are definite similarities between this one and black, though I do think Black Bold is the superior fragrance overall, so if you like black, you're probably going to like this one too. Performance is only average on me, but again, these are cheap fragrances, so you don't really have to worry about cost. Spray it on as much as you want. It's going to take us to our next cheapie. It's from the house of Dunhill. It is Desire Red Extreme, or just Desire Extreme. It opens with the sweet blood orange mixed with spicy saffron. It's a little bit candied from the opening, the orange, but it's not overwhelming. As it dries down, leather becomes the prominent note with a little bit of patchouli, and then a sweet spicy facet from the saffron. This is a flanker to the original Desire Red, and while they are a little bit similar, this one is less sweet and is more intense and darker. Desire Extreme was released in 2017, so that makes this one of the newer releases on this list. This one's going to be better suited for fall and winter wear, so best in cool weather, and you can wear it during day or night, either one. This is going to appeal to people that want a sweet citrus opening with spices and leather in the dry down. Performance on this fragrance is above average with both projection and longevity, so you should have no issues there. And price-wise, this one is going to run you about $23 for a 100 milliliter size bottle, this size, on FragranceNet. Next up, we're going to talk about another newer release. It's from the House of Montblanc. It is Legend Night. This one features vanilla, apple, a touch of mint, a spicy cardamom, and a bit of lavender. So overall, this fragrance can come across a little bit powdery. Legend Night is not hyper unique, but it's definitely pleasant, definitely people-pleasing. You could almost think of this fragrance as a less intense Versace Eros mixed with parts of Dolce & Gabbana's The One. Performance on Legend Night, though, not fantastic. The longevity is average, but the projection is a little bit soft. And as far as when you would use this fragrance, it leans toward winter and fall usage, cool weather again, and it's better for nighttime use as compared to daytime use. Hence the name Legend Night. All that being said, you can easily pull this off during daytime as well, and you could wear it in fall and summer if you wanted to. This is going to be for guys that like those aforementioned fragrances, Eros, Dolce & Gabbana, The One, for people that like sweeter fragrance, for people that like fragrances a little more soft and subtle than very powerful. It's going to be for people that do really enjoy having lavender and vanilla as some of the main notes of their fragrance. Like I said, this is another newer release. This one came out in 2017. And as of this video, you can pick up a 50 ml size of this bottle, which is actually half the size of the one I have here, for about $28 on FragranceNet. Next up is a fragrance that really, every fragrance from this house is cheap. but this is one of the best ones that they make. It's from Halloween. It's Halloween Man Shot. This house used to be called Jesus del Pozo, but now it's just Halloween. Halloween Man Shot features iris with a boozy daiquiri, a touch of cardamom, vanilla, and leather. And while this gets compared to Valentino Uomo Intense and Dior Homme, it's not a clone of either one of those fragrances. The iris note that you pick up in Uomo Intense and Dior Homme is nowhere near as strong in Halloween Man Shot. It's not as lipsticky, not as makeup baggy, whatever you want to call it. It actually comes across as a very sweet, spicy, and sexy fragrance, which smells much better than you would think, given the cost. Halloween Man Shot for this size, 125 mLs, you can pick up for $23 on FragranceNet. It's a great price. Longevity on this one off my skin is slightly above average. Projection is more in line with what I would consider average. So performance is not beast mode, it's not great, but it gets the job done. You can use this in pretty much any season, though summer, you may want to go for something a little bit fresher, and you can use it during day or night, though it does lean a little bit toward nighttime usage. This is going to be for guys that want a sweet, sexy, boozy fragrance that they can use on the night out without breaking the bank. And Halloween Man Shot was released in 2016, so it's another newer release. Next up, I'm going with a fragrance that did get hyped in the community for a while. You can pick this up really, really cheap as long as you buy it in the right place. It is 24 Gold by Scent Story. And this is mainly a vanilla bomb with a sweet amber and a slightly medicinal oud note. The oud here is not funky or overwhelming. To me, it's more just a supporting note to the very powerful vanilla and amber notes. 24 Gold is very sweet, even a little bit syrupy, and like I just said, it's a really powerful fragrance. The fragrance off my skin has monstrous projection and longevity and is not one that you want to go heavy on the trigger with. But if you love vanilla and amber and you want an extremely powerful fragrance with touches of oud, check this out. 24 Gold is also similar to Atkinson's Oud Save the King, which is a much more expensive niche fragrance, which did catch a little bit of hype last year. Another alternative to 24 Gold is Raghba by Lattafa Perfumes. You can find those on eBay. And that's another cheap fragrance. 24 Gold, definitely better for cooler weather, so fall and winter I would never wear this, in spring or summer personally, and you can use it during day or night. 24 Gold came out in 2010, so that makes it the second oldest fragrance of all the ones I have in this list. And you can pick this up, this size, 50 milliliters, from fragrancebuy.ca for $18. And in case anybody cares, it's the old packaging, old style of 24 Gold. Some people say that the old packaging is better than the new packaging, so just throwing that out there. Next up, I've got a Bulgari fragrance. It is Bulgari Pour Homme Soie. This one has notes of Darjeeling tea, papyrus, and bergamot. And this fragrance is most well known for its tea note, which gives the fragrance a relaxing, comforting feel. Maybe it wouldn't appeal to the younger guys out there that are looking for a sweet, compliment beast kind of fragrance, but if you're looking for a classy, relaxed, refined fragrance, check this one out. It comes across green and fresh more than anything else, and it's going to be better suited for spring and fall, though you could wear it in summer too. It can be worn equally in day or night, and this is going to appeal to guys looking for just a very relaxing, comforting, fresh, green fragrance. It's very pleasant. I doubt anybody is going to dislike this one. And this was released in 2006, which makes it the oldest fragrance on this list. Up next is a cheapie that gets compared to niche fragrances. It is from Bentley, For Men Intense. This has rum, incense, woody notes, and leather as some of the main notes in the fragrance. And like I said, this gets compared to niche fragrances. It gets compared to Idole de Luban and Chambre Noire by Olfactive Studio. Goes without saying, those two fragrances are much more expensive than this one. So if by chance you've been looking for an alternative to those fragrances, this is the one you would get. It's a boozy, spicy leather fragrance with vanilla amber-like sweetness. It's 100% for cooler weather, so I would really only wear this in fall or winter. And I would say it does trend toward nighttime usage, but as long as it's not hot, you can wear it during the day as well. One thing that I don't like about this bottle design, and this is probably just me, is the bottle is very sturdy and wide, so it gives off like a very large appearance. Then when you take the cap off, the atomizer looks like just a tiny little nub sitting into this massive bottle. So to an extent, this makes me think of like a gigantic bodybuilder with just a tiny little head. And no BS, I got a message on Facebook from an actual professional perfumer, yes, like a real professional, who had just smelled this for the first time and were amazed at how good this smells for how cheap it is. Like lots and lots of you out there, they said that this is a real niche quality fragrance, at a rock bottom price. Do be aware though that for some of you out there, this is gonna be more on the daring side of things. It's not one of those super easy to wear freshies. You have to be okay with a boozy, smoky, spicy, woody, very strong fragrance to like this one. Also off my skin, performance is very, very good with this one, so don't go too crazy with the trigger. Overall though, fantastic value if you like very masculine, powerful fragrances. This one was released in 2013 and it has caught a little bit of hype in the community at different times. As of right now, you can pick up this bottle size 100 mls for about $27 on FragranceNet. Up next is a fragrance that I reviewed last year. It's a great cheap pickup. It's from Karl Lagerfeld, believe it or not, Bois de Vetiver. Blood orange, grapefruit, vetiver, and rose are some of the notes here. And yeah, if you want more detailed information on this, go ahead and seek out my review that I did. This is a fragrance that features a fresh, smooth citrus, a clean rose, and a slight green vetiver. Even though vetiver is in the name of the fragrance, it's not really a vetiver-based fragrance. There's also a brisk mint in here and bits of ambroxan as well. It's very inoffensive, fresh, clean, uplifting, and people-pleasing. The performance though is not great, but that doesn't really matter because it's so cheap that you can just reapply, spray it on like crazy, it doesn't matter. Definitely a warm weather fragrance, so for me this is spring and summer, and it leans daytime over nighttime. This is gonna be for guys that want a clean, fresh, mass-appealing, citrus-based fragrance for summer. And this one was just released in 2017, so it's another newer release. As of this video, you can pick up this bottle size 100 mls for about $23 on FragranceNet. All right, we are officially in the home stretch, only 2 left. The one up next is from Mercedes-Benz. It's one I picked up last year and I've actually wanted to talk about it for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it until now. It is Infinite Spicy. This has Sichuan pepper, juniper, cashmere wood, and cardamom. And this fragrance has one of the best openings that you will ever smell from a cheap fragrance. It has a big blast of Sichuan pepper with coriander and anise backing it up in the opening, and it smells freaking great. It really does put across that whole infinite spicy feeling. It smells gentlemanly, refined yet bold. It just really grabs your attention right off the bat. Unfortunately, that opening can't last forever, but it is really nice, especially for a fragrance this cheap. The dry down features cashmere wood, spicy cardamom, and juniper berries. Smells nice, very inoffensive and pleasant, but it can't really match up to that opening. And in this line, each fragrance is signed by a different nose, so they get a different master perfumer for each one. This one is signed by Olivier Cresp, so he's the one that formulated this fragrance. He's done a ton of releases over the years. He's probably best known for Angel by Mugler, Light Blue for Women, for Dolce & Gabbana, Black XS by Paco Rabanne, and Versace Mano Fraiche. The performance on this one is slightly above average for both projection and longevity, and for me, this is an all-season fragrance, day or night. This one was released in 2015, and this size bottle, 100 mls, goes for about $27 on FragranceNet. All right, last one. This is one that I reviewed last year. Great cheapie pickup. I really do think that it's a great bang for your buck. It is Lacoste L'Homme. Rhubarb, mandarin orange, sweet orange, almond, and ginger, some of the notes. Again, I already reviewed this one, so if you want more details, you can check that video out. It has a very nice and pleasant opening with the ginger rhubarb mix, with a little bit of backing from ginger and almond that give it kind of a zesty, creamy feel. It also features vanilla and woods in the dry down, which give it kind of a sweet and warm feel in the dry down. To an extent, this is like if you took Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, Dolce & Gabbana's The One, mixed it together a little bit, you may end up with something similar to this. It's gonna be best for guys looking for a sporty, fresh, sweet, people-pleasing fragrance that you can wear in spring and summer. It's a fragrance you can wear in a lot of different situations. You can wear it casually, to the office, on dates. It's very versatile. It does lean a little bit toward daytime wear, but you could pull it off in night as well. And that is another newer release. It came out in 2017. Price on this one runs about $24 for a 50 ml size on FragranceNet. This is 100 ml, so it's gonna be half the size of this one. There we go, guys. That's gonna do it for 10 more cheap fragrances. Again, I'll try to do another one of these in maybe a month or two. Let me know in the comments your favorite from this list. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys again next time.